Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Trends with LJE News, where we bring you the latest and developing stories in and across Nigeria and Africa. My name is Omotola Adeleke. Do well to be part of our growing online community by hitting that follow, like and share button right now on all platforms at LJE News. Joining me in the studio to explore today's hot topics is Barrister Meme. Barrister Meme, you're welcome to the program, of course.
It's my pleasure to be here. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, we also have Mr. Shadrach in the building. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, a warm welcome to Esther. Esther, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, so quickly, let's run through our headlines for today's edition of Trends. U.S. delivers military supplies to Nigeria amid rising insecurity. Turji's fresh threat sparks panic. Mass flight in Sokoto farming community. Priced out of shelter. How house agents and soaring fees are breaking Nigerian tenants. Edo Govt Moves to free AAU student after violent protest. Quickly to the lead story. The United States has delivered critical military supplies to Nigerian security agencies to support ongoing operations against rising insecurity in the country. The announcement was made on Tuesday by the United States Africa Command, AFRICOM, via X, emphasizing the shared security partnership between the two nations. Nigeria has recently faced a surge in kidnappings and other security challenges, prompting intensified military effort. AFRICOM highlighted that the delivery aims to bolster Nigerian forces' capacity to respond effectively to threats. Previously, U.S. forces conducted airstrikes on terrorist enclaves in northwest Nigeria on Christmas Day, reflecting continued collaboration in counter-terrorism operations. Quickly, let me start with Mr. Shadrach. Mr. Shadrach, this is not the first time international communities have supplied military equipment to Nigeria. In fact, in 2016, the United States supplied some military vehicles and equipment. Germany also did the same in 2019. China also, to a certain extent, donated some military equipment to Nigeria, including vehicles. Now, the United States has donated another round of military equipment to Nigeria from the latest report coming up on board. Don't also forget we had a Christmas Day airstrike where the United States, threw missiles in Sokoto, if I can remember specifically, threw missiles into Sokoto to bomb terrorist enclaves. But since then, insecurity persists. In fact, there are gaps in Nigerian security architecture. Killings still persist. Kidnapping and all those things still persist. What is going on?
Well, I can't really tell you what is going on, but I can bear my own opinion on the development. I don't take it serious, see it as a mark of progress, anything to clap for when we get the news of AFRICOM or the United States supplies hardware to the Nigerian government. What the Nigerian government needs to tackle insecurity, I can't tell you, as much as we need improvement in our weapons, but that is not exactly what we need. Nigerians just have just one silver bullet to end insecurity, and that silver bullet is political will. I think we are playing politics with the lives of people. We know how to stop these people, how to stop the supplies, how to stop their morale. It's by going after their sponsors. It's as easy as that. In fact, the Christmas gift, as I call it, the Sokoto bombing, beyond evidence-based tracking or progress of the outcome of that incident, for me, the biggest takeaway is that it showed us something very clearly. These people knows where the sponsors are coming from. They knows who the motivators to these criminalities are.
Why do you think they are not going out for these sponsors? If they are assuring us that these people know who the sponsors are, then why not go out for them?
Who is going after who? Who is going after who? The Christmas gift did not come from the Nigerian government. The Christmas gift came from a foreign nation, America. Of course, you know the debates that permitted the narrative that permitted it. Nigeria is a sovereign state will always claim to be. We had a Christmas gift that we did not bargain for, and people started criticizing. Those people have to respect our laws, respect our sovereignty. There's a limit to which a foreign country can intervene in your internal security. So for me, it is the federal government that always have not changed mind in this aspect. In terms of tackling security, there is lack of political will by the present administration and every other administration that have come up.
Can we also say the United States of America know who these terrorism financiers are?
Yeah.
Do they know?
They know.
Then why not go for them
we
as Americans?
Yes, Trump, for instance, is one person that does not respect diplomacy. He has an agenda. He sticks to his agenda. Campaign agenda, America first. Is anything that will give America, promote America's profits that Trump is after. So coming to fight Nigeria, he will weigh the cost and the implications. So revealing the sponsors. To what end? To America. It does not add any dollar to American economy. Right. Because our government has to be the one. Dubai, United Emirates gave us the list of sponsors. And Nigerian government are playing politics, including Tinubu. They know who these people are. Some of them are ministers serving in the cabinet. Some of them are sitting senators. We said it without missing what evidence are there. We need evidence-based tracking and progress report. Minister of States of Defense have been severally criticized, and papers have been presented to the current president before he appointed the minister of defense.
But quickly,
what is he waiting for to fire him?
Let's talk about this. The Katsina State Government, specifically the Katsina State Governor, said in fact he was canvassing for the release of 70 bandits in exchange for victims being kidnapped by terrorists. What would you have to say to
what did the law say? The Terrorism Provision Act amended 2020. What does it say? If you have sympathy for insecurity, for a criminal, you are a criminal, whether as an accomplice or as an accessory, you are liable to the same offense. So when we have a sitting government who bought vehicles for bandits, who finance bandits, house bandits in their homes, sitting senators, what do you say that? So this government are culpable.
All right, Mr. Shedra, I would also want us to know that the federal government has been proposing lots of monies, in our budget, in our appropriation bill. In fact, the 2026 budget of defense and security is about 5.41 trillion naira, and yet insecurity persists. Barrister Meme, some individuals and security analysts have come out to say one of the ways to stop or to a certain extent reduce insecurity in Nigeria is the introduction or the setup of state policing. But some people are coming out to say, no, don't bring out state police, don't bring out community policing. It might skyrocket into governors or state government pocketing them and using them for their own political selfishness. What would you say to that?
Well, we have the history, and we know the history of this country. Over the years, the Nigerian rural states, the cabals, they have always pocketed everything that belongs to the people, including the security of this country. Just like Mr. Shedrack rightly said, who are the sponsors of insecurity in this country? The operators of the system. You cannot have a community without development for years, for decades, and you expect the inhabitants of this area to, on their own, get civilized. You saw what is going on. We are seeing what is going on. We are witness to all of these things. So, the sponsors of these insecurities are the operators. By obviously carrying out bad governance, inability to make the right decisions, we have allowed so many things to go on for a long time. Inability to rule out the right policies of governance. This is a country where those who are in the business of cattle rearing move freely, destroying farmlands. There is no policy stopping the movement of cattle in this country. And of course, you saw what's going on right now in Sokoto State, when one man issued a notice that a community should vacate from the community, and they have all left the community.
But quickly, let's go to that story, so for the benefit of the listener and the watcher out there. Fear has once again taken hold of Tidibale, a rural farming community in eastern Isa local government area of Sokoto State, following a fresh warning allegedly issued by notorious bandit leader Bello Turji. Residents say the threat, which came after months of relative silence, has sparked renewed panic and forced many families to abandon their homes and farmlands. Villagers have fled to Isa town, Gidan Amisu, and neighboring Shinkafi in Zamfara state, fearing a resurgence of violent attacks. Local accounts suggest the warning is part of Turji's attempt to reassert control after a lull in his activities, with threat of dire consequences for communities that refuse to align with him. The development has further weakened security in Sokoto East, displacing women, children, and the elderly. Farmers who should be preparing for the planting season are now crowded with relative homes or temporary shelters. Analysts warn that while some communities have reportedly entered truces for survival, such arrangements merely shift insecurity and deepen fear across the region. Barrister Meme, coming back to you again. Why is it looking like the government? I don't know. But is it looking like Bello Turji is more powerful than the government, especially our state government? We have had governors negotiated with Bello Turji. We have had community leaders even beg him to drop arms. We've also had them solicit to him to release, some of the victims he had kidnapped. He said that he's more powerful than these people, or what is going on?
No, definitely not powerful. Not even as powerful as local government where it dominates right now. All we need is the political will to make the right decision. When some of these governors do not have the leadership quality to rule their states and to govern. So what they decided to do is to settle these guys over the years. They pamper them when they are more like the Agburus of those areas. So they pamper them, they give them money, they do everything for them just to allow them to have a free will.
Why allow them have free will? They are killing your people. Why pamper them? What do you stand to gain from these people?
Now this is where we are right now. The problem now, the issue now is, what is the solution? The solution is the government to bring out, to develop the right political will. And what is the right political will? The right political will requires the right policies. First, the government must begin to develop these communities. The government must begin to rebuild the confidence in the mind of the citizens. The government must begin to build schools. The government must stop embezzling funds that belong to the general public. When you do not embezzle the fund that belongs to the general public, those funds will be used for the development of the states. And everybody wants development, including those that are killing others. But because we have neglected the primary responsibility of governance in this country over the years, that has metamorphosed into what you now see as killings and kidnapping here and there.
Let's Mr. Shadrach, what are your assertions to this issue of Bello Turji?
Well,
is they being pampered by these people?
Well, I have heard a joke one time, very serious at that, where they say you cannot successfully wake up a man who is pretending to sleep. When somebody is pretending to sleep and you want to wake the person up, you're going to be not successful. Benji Tundi is government is Benji Tundi in this case, because you cannot tell me, if you lock up all these sponsors in one room, deny them access to information, I can tell you, Boy Scouts, Boys Brigade, manual will defeat terrorists in 30 days, any part of the country. These people have accomplices in government houses. And the white paper have shown it so, investigators have shown it so, the DSS have those reports. People who sponsored them, gave them information. In fact, they are there. Who is Benjo? This is someone who have collected traditional, chieftaincy titles severally. He attends wedding ceremony. He attends naming ceremony.
And when you look at this guy, he looks started.
Yes, our government escort him to his hideout, bring him back, adorn himself with armory, sit down with the stakeholders, have meetings together, and he goes back to the bush threatening people. Who is this man? Pick up these sponsors. They are there, and they have showed it clearly. There is no pretense that some sitting governors in the north have issued out statements which the Terrorism Act have shown that they are culpable of this act. So what are we waiting for? Is it immunity? Then pick up other people who do not have this immunity. Shame them. Let us name the spoilers. It's about time. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is serious about fighting insecurity, in several locations we have seen commentaries where he has been indicted because
For the past 10 years, he has been part of the Buhari's government. He has been indicted that he was part of the signatures of people who brought in foreign terrorists. If he is denying that, release the list of sponsors given to you, to the Nigerian government, by the United Arab Emirates. They gave it to Buhari, refused. Let Tinubu, if he denies that he's not part of insecurity in the country, publish the list by daybreak, and let Nigerians know the people who are selling and living like in Nigerians' blood. People are dying all over the country, and we cannot continue like this.
All right, then, thank you very much, Mr. Shedrack. That's it for today's edition of Trends with LJE News. Many thanks to Barrister Meme for his brilliant insight and contributions. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Mr. Shedrack, of course, thank you very much for the smart responses.
Thank you very much.
Esther, thank you very much for your contributions.
Thank you.
All right, so that's it for today on Trends with LJE on LJE News. Don't forget to follow, like, and share at LJE News on all social media platforms to stay in the loop and join the conversation ahead of our next show. My name is Omotola Adeleke. See you next time. Bye for now.